Stories like these are truly heartbreaking. We begin at the San Bernardino City Shelter. 2 local dogs have been found wandering the streets and were brought to this location. The workers at the shelter were eventually able to track down the owner of the older animal. This should have been great news, right? However, the dog's family would soon arrive and put an end to the positive vibes. Instead of taking the dog home with them, they decided to replace her with the younger dog instead. They opted to claim the young Labrador, and Cookie was left behind. We can't begin to imagine how saddening this must have been. The family left without a second thought. Cookie's whimpering meant less than nothing to them. How could anyone do something like this? The dog was clearly an integral part of their family at one point in time. Instead of being happy to see her again, they ditched Cookie like she never meant anything to them. While there are some who will believe that dogs cannot feel this sort of sadness, this story definitely proves otherwise. Cookie was absolutely heartbroken by what had taken place. No senior dog deserves to be abandoned like this. When families engage in this sort of behavior, they're only making life difficult for the animals. The average person is usually not going to be in the market for a senior animal. Leaving an older dog behind like this is akin to a death sentence. The shelter workers knew this and worked tirelessly to help. Eventually, they were able to locate a permanent foster for Cookie. We're glad to report that she's going to be well taken care of for the rest of her days. No one is ever going to abandon this girl again. Cookie should have never had to go through this sort of ordeal. She deserves a loving and affectionate home with a family that truly cares. Sadly, shelter workers have to deal with these types of occurrences on a regular basis. That's why this story needs to be shared with a wider audience. Awareness must be spread. These older animals cannot be abandoned any longer. The responsibility of housing these creatures should not always fall onto the shelters of the world. We don't understand why people behave in this manner, and hopefully these stories can one day become a thing of the past.